The BlackBerry Leap is a very sleek looking phone. First impressions, I get the feeling I'm looking at a chocolate bar. It has a nice clean look to it, virtually no bezel, and it's very slim. This little beast totes a 5 megapixel screen at 1280 by 720 pixel resolution, which is about 293 pixels per inch. It's not the best highest resolution out there, but it looks very nice when turned on. The dimensions, it's 144 millimeters by 72.8 millimeters by 9.5 millimeters thick. Weighs around 6 ounces, so on paper that does feel pretty weighty, but to be honest with you, when you actually use it, you don't really notice the weight. There is a badge, a BlackBerry badge, that runs along the bottom of the device. Along the top there is a the power button and your 3.5 millimeter jack. Just turned it on here. Let's get a look at it. So, with that type of screen, 1280 by 720 pixels, it actually looks very nice. Very sleek looking. First impressions, pretty impressive. 5-inch screen. So the right hand side of this phone, it has your volume keys up and down, and then there's a key in the middle which gives you access to the Blackberry Assistant. So for those of you who are not familiar with the Blackberry Assistant, a great analogy would be the Apple's Siri, for example, or the Google's Google Now assistant from Android, or the Cortana assistant from Microsoft. And you can access the SIM card from the left hand side. So on this side here, you put in your SIM card, and then on this side here, you put in your SSD memory. You can go up to 128 gigabytes. Other features to boast. So one of the things I noticed about this is that although it's sleek looking, which is nice, the back is of like a matted finish, and it actually does provide some type of grip. So when you hold the phone, even if you have slippery hands, you do have a good grip on the back, and it doesn't smudge. I have oily fingers, and as you can see, I'm not leaving any smudge marks on this thing. So there's a speaker at the lower part of the phone right here, and you have our famous BlackBerry emblem. And of course we have here camera, flash, and this camera, the back is 8 megapixels, autofocus. And there's a camera at the front, and you guessed it, yes, it's 2 megapixels. Pretty standard on many smartphones of today. One thing missing from this is the keyboard. There is no external or no physical QWERTY keyboard, which is customary for BlackBerry. So immediately there is no differentiator between this and the other plethora of smartphones out there in the market. So to me personally, I think that's a bit of a negative or a con. I would imagine if I'm BlackBerry, I want to stick to my key strengths, and this phone with a keyboard would be good. But I guess what they were doing was there may be a market for people out there who want that BlackBerry experience, that 100% business phone, a sleek looking, nice looking business phone without to have to work with without working with a keyboard. So one of the things about this device as well is this has on it the new version of software. So anywhere from 10.3.1 and up, you can actually get access to, in addition to the BlackBerry World apps, you can actually get access to a subset, and I will stress that clearly, a subset of the Android apps that are out there. So just point to note, you won't get access to all the Android apps, but at least you can get access to some of them. What is also good about this phone as well is that again, if you want a phone that is 100% like BlackBerry, you get that experience where you get the security, and you want to get the business productivity apps, you will get that on this phone because it is a BlackBerry device. So access to your email, and all those business tabs that you get in the BlackBerry world, you will get on this phone. Of course it comes with 802 BGN Wi-Fi support. It also, of course, it's an LTE phone that is compatible on the GSM network as well. So I don't have this phone connected to a GSM or LTE network because I do not have a SIM in it. but I just wanted to give you an idea of the look and feel, what the apps look like, and what comes pre-installed on the phone. As you can see, the way to get back to the home screen, you just like slide your finger up from the bottom screen, and you can select the home icon, which is right there. So it takes me to my voice calls. It's my Adobe Reader. So pretty much what happens, all my open apps I can quickly get access to. Of course, the weather app, none of those apps are going to come up because I'm not connected to the internet. But you get the general gist of what I mean. So at the end of the day, my conclusion on this phone is that it's a decent looking phone, very good looking phone, to be honest. Again, it reminds me of a piece of candy because it's just a slab of black, or a rectangular black slab with a very nice looking screen. Although when you compare this screen to other smartphones, it's like in the middle when it comes to what is it rank at. The camera is pretty decent. 8 megapixel camera with a 2 megapixel rear facing camera, and 8 megapixel 2 megapixels in the front and 8 megapixels in the back. And I believe this also does burst mode. No, it does not do burst mode, but it takes pictures pretty quickly, and it does video as well. So other than that, average screen, average camera, has access to the Blackberry apps because it has a version of Blackberry on it which is later than 10.3.1 and newer. You can access apps on the Blackberry store as well as the Android apps from the Amazon store through the Amazon store portal. And all in all, it's I honestly would say, if you want to have a sleek looking phone with your Blackberry experience, go with this phone. But we have the Classic, we have the Blackberry Passport. Those phones as well are pretty impressive. But they also have a full QWERTY keyboard. So that's that. And so that's my honest opinion. So as far as performance and battery life, so this Blackberry Leap comes with 1.5 gigahertz Qualcomm dual core processor, and that comes with 2 gigabytes of RAM built in. There's also 16 gigabytes of storage, and as I showed you earlier, it can support a micro SD card up to 128 gigabytes. From a battery perspective, it comes with a 2800 milliampere hour battery, and you can speak for up to 8 hours on this and use about roughly half the battery power. So it's pretty nice for a phone of this ilk. And I think it's a generally good phone. Again, it's not for somebody who wants a general purpose phone that has access to all those apps that you get in the iOS or Android store. But if you want that heavy security and the BlackBerry business experience, this is definitely the phone for you, if you don't mind not having a keyboard that's built in. So this is the Blackberry Leap, and from Richie's Gaming Gadgets and Gizmos. Have a good one.